As you can see, Muln yesterday, let me just zoom in. Yesterday, Muln pulled back from the 24-cent level, drop all the way down to the 23-cent level, guys. So, what's going on with Muln? So, let me zoom back out and let's have a chat. So, if you take a look at the support and resistance levels on the chart here, as you can see, Muln failed this major support, the 26 cents, and it has now come back down to this support level where you see at the 24 cents. At that time, this was mid-January. At that time, we had gotten a huge rejection once it had come down to this level, in terms of the buyers piling in, pushing the stock back up, where you see this long tail on this candle. But look at what's going on here now, guys. We got the drop down to the 24-cent level, and we didn't get a huge rejection. So the volume, or the buyers, did not pile in again, just like what we had here, to push the stock back up. That is what I was kind of expecting, but we did not get the buyers back in, guys. So what's going on here now? So as you can see on my chart, look at what's happening even with the RSI. The RSI is in an oversold territory, guys, for the past couple of days. Oversold. Let's look at the MACD. So this is the volume weighted MACD. As you can see, the MACD is now trending in a bullish territory. Remember, up to yesterday we were saying, we were looking at it and it was still in this little red zone. So now it's in the green zone. So everything is basically set up right now for Muln to make a run back up. So what needs to happen? So let's take a look at Yahoo Finance and see what happened yesterday, in order to determine what needs to happen for the stock to run. So on Yahoo Finance, as you can see, Muln fell 5%, in pre-market another 3%. In terms of the market cap, it has not gone down by much compared to the day before. So that means there has not been a major sell-off, but it appears that we don't have buyers piling back into the market. And when I say buyers, we need volume to happen. We need buyers to be piling back into the market for it to push back up. So if you take a look at average volume, it's at 210 million, while the volume that came in was a bit lower. So we need volume to come in to actually pop this stock back up, or some good news from Muln's side. The CEO has been basically silent throughout all of this. So I'm just hoping that behind the scenes he's doing everything that he needs to do, in order that we get some good PR coming out of Muln. Because there are quite a number of little partnerships you may read about that's happening with Muln, or testing that is happening. So we just need even some good PR coming out to pop the stock back up, guys. So if you look at what's going on with the market, the TSX was basically flat. S&P 500, it showed here that it's flat, but it was really a roller coaster ride yesterday, guys, and I will tell you what I mean by that shortly. The Dow was basically flat, and in terms of the comps, Lucid, basically a sell-off. Neo, major disappointment there. It is now back at the zone where if it falls below that, it's going to fall hard. So we just got to be careful for those persons that are in Neo. Rivian, there's a sell-off also. So let's get back into the stock here. Let me talk about what I mentioned in terms of the S&P. So let me just switch up my chart here. So we're going to look at the SPY. And I'm going to zoom into the 5 minutes. So look at what happened with the S&P, and I saw this happening with quite a number of stocks. Market open, the S&P pushed up slightly, and then it pushed up to about 400, over 403 there about. Then it dropped to 396, guys. It was like a crazy roller coaster ride yesterday. Um, I did some options yesterday in terms of bought some puts. Got in a bit late in terms of getting in at this level, and I sold my put at the bottom. But it was crazy for it to just reverse course and went all the way back up. Uh, just another one I'm going to show you here in terms of Neo. Neo, you know, pre-market looked like it was running up, then all of a sudden it just fell all the way down to the old support level. So it just was a crazy market yesterday, guys. That's why you gotta make sure you have your stop losses in place, just in case these type of things happen. And as I can see on Muln, Muln here fell. It has hold that level at 23 and pushed back up slightly. In the aftermarket, pre-market it has fallen a bit more. So we'll watch and see. Well, let's take a look at what's going on with the options. So as you can see, the volume that came in was not much for Muln, 33,000. So the volume definitely has not come back in for today, where the options will close out. Open interest is at 45,000. I thought this will tick back up to a higher level, but seems like it's relatively moderate or low. For next week, 27,000, and for the following week, 9,000. So I guess, guys, with Muln, it's basically a wait and see approach at this stage, just to see if volume would come in, if there will be any good news coming in. And as I said before, Muln is right now, in terms of how the technicals are set up, it is set to basically make a run upward. RSI very oversold. MACD, volume weighted MACD crossing over into the bullish territory. So we need just a catalyst to get this stock moving, guys. But as usual, I've always said, make sure you have your stop loss in place just in case it pull back further. And the next level of support, major level of support, would be at the 21. Okay, but overall, long term, I think the stock will do well. But for now, we just got to make sure we manage our investment, guys. Not financial advice, but just giving you my opinion. All right, so that's it for today, and we watch and see what happens with this crazy market. So until then, take care, guys.